if you have been trading Bitcoin for the last couple months, you probably have been the most anxious that you ever could be with this particular cryptocurrency. The Bitcoin has been trading lower and lower week after week and month after month since its high all the way back in 62 at around 62,000. So it's gone down more than 50%, and it's just clocking more and more as these goes by. So let's analyze Bitcoin technically and see what's it doing right now. Like, is it in a good happy place? Is it in a deep red sell zone? Let's analyze this further and give you a little better perspective on how or what is in store in the coming weeks and months. So, well, the first thing I'm going to do is look at Bitcoin on the monthly chart. So this is the Bitcoin features that I have in front of me, and I'm looking at the Bitcoin on the monthly. So I have two lines that you see, the 50 period moving average line, which is the purple line that I have on my screen, and I have the 20 period moving average line, which is the yellow line that I have on my screen. So the market has, when I say market, I mean Bitcoin has moved down considerably to the 20,400. That's what it's trading right now. But on an intra-week basis, it was around the 19,500 mark, and that's how low it's gone. So as you can tell, like, the market has some kind of a support which is held by the 22,000 mark by Bitcoin in terms of support. So that's like good news, but as you can see, the market's gone below that particular mark and is heading lower. So I'm going to go down to a few lower time frames to give you better perspective, since that today is just like midway during the month. So there's a lot of more movement that you could see in this particular candle. It could actually go up all the way here, or it could go down all the way there, and so the next support that you see is the 6,400. So if you are in Bitcoin, that's not a place you should be, because that's where you'll basically lose a lot of your value in how much you've already invested. There could be countries such as Ecuador that could go bankrupt if it ever moves down, because they've also spent a lot of their investments into Bitcoin, and that would cause a lot of ruin in the country as well. So not getting into the politics or like the effects or the aftermath of it, let's look at where it is right now. So Bitcoin on the weekly chart, this is the weekly chart that I have for you, it has seen a significant decline. Now, if you are a technical trader and you see the 200 period moving average line and you see Bitcoin at this particular line, that is a sign of support. But strangely enough, Bitcoin, or the traders of Bitcoin, haven't been really inclined or asphyxiated on the supports and resistances, because it seems to have crossed or gone below the support, but it has not had any effect on Bitcoin. So it seems to be in heading lower on the weekly, but it's still very early in this particular week. So hopefully, if the market does continue holding on to this support, and if there are other traders that also see this line of support, it would hold a good positive support strength, and it would kind of hover around the 23, 25, 22 mark. Now I want to take this one step lower to give you a little better perspective. So if I look at Bitcoin on the daily, as you can see, the market Bitcoin is overstretched. Give you another example, Bitcoin was overstretched, and then it kind of went choppy for months. Around mid-May until mid-June, it was just choppy. It did not really give you any direction. And that's also a bad sign, because if it doesn't go up or it doesn't head upwards and it's just choppy, that means there are no traders that are ready to invest their money back into Bitcoin. There may be a few here and there that they were thinking this is the bottom and they want to go in, but it fell down further. So what I do feel, and this is just my educated guess into where it's more heading, I do feel that there could be some choppiness like this again in store, where the market would just kind of breathe. It has taken a big drop and it's like out of air right now, so it's going to breathe. Consolidate is the technical word that you could use for it. Breathe, and then it'll kind of like touch the 20 period moving average line, just like it did here. And from there, it's going to decide. So if it breaks it, that means it's good positive momentum. If it doesn't, it's going to head lower. Where? How much lower? 6,000 is the next. Yeah, so maybe around 18,000, or it may go down to 11,000. So there's a lot of like free falling in store for it as well. So that's just something on this, but I just wanted to also pay, get attention to the 4-hour time frame. There seems to be a lot of day traders, or like when I say day traders, they trade between a day or 2 days or 3 days. They seem to also be paying attention to the 4-hour time frame. So it's also highly respected. Not saying that the low time frames, then that like the 10-minute, the 30-minute, the hour time frames are not respected. They are in their own rights. But the 4-hour is for like the bigger investors that have like, a lot of pocket change that want to go hard and deep into the market. So if you can tell, if you were looking at this particular time frame and you saw this break support, like it did crash down wild. This is the big crash that we had seen. I think this was Sunday night where it did fall, and then it kept falling for the next few days. Rebounded and then decided to gently fall again to a lower low, rebounded, almost touched the 20 period moving average line, and then again went to another low, and then again rebounded, touched this line, and now it's your. So what do you think would happen next? It did touch the 19,500 on an intraday basis, and now it rebounded from there. So I do think it'll kind of like do a very similar pattern. So it seems to be holding its ground on the yellow, which is the 20 period moving average line. If it breaks through the 20 period moving average line, it could possibly head towards the 23, which is the 50 period moving average line, and then may decide where to go next. But until it respects this resistance, the yellow line, there could be like, it's in a downtrend, it's in a decline, it's in a bear market. So stay away if you're not already invested. If you are, keep praying that the market goes up. That's all I could tell you. But yeah, so I hope this was kind of like helpful to give you a better picture. I've given you different perspectives from like monthly, weekly, daily, and now the 4-hour. But I wanted to show this 4-hour to you because it'll kind of tell you what's the reason behind the market holding its ground and not just like, moving up or moving down. It seems to be respecting this yellow guy a lot. So, something to keep an eye out while you trade. And if you are a technical trader, but if you're a fundamental, I don't think there are a lot of fundamentals that are giving out any direction on cryptocurrencies right now, because everything's like, negative. So keep the fundamentals as well in mind, but also focus on the technicals, because that could give you good entry and exit points. I hope this was helpful. Do let me know if you'd like me to analyze any of your other cryptocurrency trades or stocks or indexes, and I'll be happy to do that. So with that, all the best in your trading, and I hope to see you again very soon.